Hey everyone, Fast Eddie here, and this video is going to be about 6 tips to deal with tailgaters on a motorcycle. So the first tip, if you're riding down the road and you look in your mirror and you see a big old van right behind you or anybody tailgating you, definitely the first thing to do is remain calm. And I know this first tip is probably intuitive, like you want to remain calm and not freak out. Additionally, figure out it might be your fault. Maybe the speed changed from 35 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour and you're still going 35. And the car behind you is like, dude, pay attention to the speed limit. So I know everybody's a perfect rider and there's no way you could possibly be the cause of anything, but check your surroundings and see if it's actually your fault. Maybe you're just daydreaming. Maybe you're not paying attention. Maybe you saw something over to the left, or here in San Diego, you're going down the 5 at 50 miles per hour because you look over and a plane is landing. It might be your fault. So first, figure out if it's your fault or not. But if you're going on the highway and there's no one else around and you're going 75 miles per hour and there's a car behind you, okay, it's not your fault. So keep in mind, most people that are tailgating, they just want to get around you. Very, very few people are actually like trying to hurt you or they're out to get you. They just want to get around you. They're just in a rush. Maybe they're going to work. Maybe they're just a-holes. Maybe their kid got in a car accident and they're trying to get to the hospital and you're in their way. Who knows? But you can't control the behavior of others. So therefore, don't try to. And definitely try not to let others control you. If this person is controlling how you feel inside, like your happiness, isn't that like mental slavery? And whenever things like this happen, right, people get road rage and they start looking back and flipping the person off, and it's ridiculous. They're in a huge van. They're in a cage. That's why we call cars cagers, right? They have all this metal and seat belts and airbags and crumple zones to protect them. We have nothing. It doesn't matter what they do. Just they win. There's no need to try to fight or argue or anything crazy, okay? The next tip is to keep your speed. There's no need to speed up. There's no need to slow down. You want to be predictable. If you're cruising at 50 and the speed limit, say 45, they're already planning to pass you up. And it's going to be very hard to do and make it way more dangerous if you're speeding up. Now you don't feel like going that fast and you're slowing back down. And if you're being unpredictable, the van's going to be like, dude, speed up. Like they're trying to figure out how to go around you. Just think about if you're in a car and you're tailgating someone. It would be a lot easier to pass them, to get them the heck out of the way if they just remain at constant speed. Like so many times I pass people, they're in the way left lane, like the farthest left lane, and they're going 50 miles per hour and everybody else is going 80. But if they're speeding up to 80, then they slow back down to 60, then they speed up to 75, and they're going like this, I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous, right? It's annoying. So don't be that person. So tip number 2, keep your speed. Next thing to think about, tip number 3, keep your distance. So if you're constantly looking in your mirror like, oh my God, why is this guy so close to me? What if this happened? If you're just so focused on the guy behind you, don't forget where you are. You're in the street. You're on public roads. There might be a car up ahead of you that just slammed on their brakes that you're not paying attention to. So you could get so worried about the person behind you that you could crash into the car in front of you. Remember, forget about the tailgater for a second. Just in normal traffic riding, you control how close you get to the car in front of you. I don't care if they're going 20 miles per hour or 100 miles per hour. You control the distance of how close you get, not them. If they control the distance of how close you get, you need to pay more attention. So if a car in front of you is going 60 and they slow down to 30, the distance between you, whatever distance you feel comfortable at, should never change. Why are you letting someone else dictate how close they get to you? You're following behind someone, you dictate that. You are in control of how close you get to someone. So keep paying attention. Yep, there's a car tailgating you. Got it. Keep paying attention to what you're doing. You're still riding down the road. You're still in the street. Maintain your distance, right? So if I'm doing this, one thing I would do is I would keep a steady speed, right? I'm not going to let this person speed me up if I don't want to go any faster than what I'm doing, okay? And then maybe every couple seconds, I'll just hit the rear brake, just for a second. I'm not going to ride the brake. I'm not going to do anything. Just hit the brake. I'll just go back like this every 5 or 6 seconds with my foot. I'll just tap the brake. Tap the brake. Just because, obviously, maybe they're not paying attention, maybe they don't see me, maybe they're just being annoyed, but they see my flashing light every 3 to 5 seconds or whatever it is. It's just to let them know, like, hey, I see you, and I'm not going anywhere, right? You're not going to do anything crazy, but just in case you're not paying attention or those cars daydreaming or whatever they're doing, they're on their phone, they're texting, maybe a flashing light will get their attention, like, oh crap, I'm really close, and they could start backing up, or maybe they'll just go around. I don't know. but keep your distance from the person in front of you. Don't get so close and wind up in a bind. The next big tip, if someone's tailgating you, is predict stupidity. Don't be caught off guard. They may pass really, really close to you. They might honk at you. They might yell. They might roll down the window and try to throw something at you. They might pass over a double yellow line. They might do crazy stuff. But if you're surprised by any of that, what is wrong with you? Aren't you preparing? Aren't you mentally preparing for this guy to do something stupid? He's already tailgating you. Look how close he is, right? So predict they're going to do something stupid so you could respond versus react. Even just taking a couple deep breaths. Like tip number 1, remaining calm. If something like this happens, especially if you're a new rider, okay, here's another tailgater. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to keep my speed. I'm going to predict stupidity. I got to watch out for the people in front of me. Okay, maybe I'll start tapping my rear brake, right? But and they're about to do something. They're going to pass on the wrong side. They're going to do something, so I'm ready. I'm just ready to react. I may have to speed up. I may have to swerve. Maybe I have to stop. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm not going to be surprised because I'm ready for anything, right? That's what you want to be. Predict stupidity. Respond and don't react. Next, think about your lane selection, okay? So you could be in the left portion of the lane, you could be in the center, you could be in the right. So we're narrow as bikes, so we could choose the best place to be in the one lane based on the surroundings. What's the road conditions? What's the traffic look like? What kind of visibility do you have? What are you comfortable with? Is it a straight road? Or are you going through a corner and someone's tailgating you? Right? There's a lot of things to think about, but you could choose different lane places, lane selection, lane positions, depending on the environment of what would make the most sense. Okay? So think about that. And the last tip is, if it's possible, just get out of the way. Say this guy is right behind you like this and there's a gas station coming up, just go in the gas station. Just sit there for 30 seconds, let them take off and go bother somebody else, and then get back on the road and keep on going. So that's the last tip. Now, there's a couple more things to go over. And I know you're already thinking this, and I'm going to cover it. So here we go. What if you're on a road, a 2-lane road, one lane is going this way, one lane is going that way, right? It's just a 2-lane road. Now, if there's someone right behind you, there's a pickup truck right behind you, right? There's no more lanes. They could pass you, or even if this is a solid line and they're not supposed to pass you up. Again, tip number 5 or tip number 4 is predicting stupidity. Even if this is a no passing lane, just predict they're going to pass you anyways. If there's a gas station over here, there's McDonald's, there's a shopping mall, if there's something over here you could just pull off into, it's probably best, right? Just put on your blinker and then pull off into the driveway or the house or whatever it is, just to get this guy off your butt, let him go bother somebody else. But what you do not want to do is, if this is the scenario, and say it's a country road, there's no turnoff, there's no driveway, there's no shoulder even. It's just a guardrail right here, right? There's no shoulder even to pull off of. Like, I would do that anyways. But you definitely do not want to move over to the right and then just kind of wave them on, because they're already so close to you that they don't care about your safety. If you move over and allow them just a little bit of room, do you think they're going to go way over here and pass you very safely, very slowly and get back in? No. If you give them more room, they're just going to get really close to you, and now you might be sharing one lane with, here's you and here's the car. And you can't do that. 2 cars cannot be side by side in one lane together. If both of these lanes were going that way, and you're right there, and there's 2 cars, and you go in between the cars, that's lane splitting in California. That's okay, right? But in one lane going that way, one lane going this way, if I was a bike behind this truck, I cannot just fit myself, even if I could, right next to the truck and go that way. It needs to be 2 or more lanes going the same direction. You just can't go around cars. That's illegal passing on the left, illegal passing on the right. So in this situation, if you just move over and encourage that guy to go over to the other side and slow down, you're setting yourself up for failure. That is going to be more dangerous than just keeping your speed, staying in the middle of the lane to protect your lane versus doing anything crazy, right? Maybe just tap your brake a couple times, wait for the next exit, wait for something to happen, but keep your speed. Maintain your speed, because this guy's planning. Maybe there's a couple cars going, then after a couple cars, you can see the straightaway coming up. There's no more cars coming, so predict that this car is probably going to start to accelerate and go around you. Once they start to accelerate and you could tell they're about to pass you up, okay, now it might be a good idea to go over here just to create more space between you and stupid. But don't just do that normally, because what if there's a car at the green arrow and you're right here and you're moving way over here. So you're telling that guy to go, but then he starts to go and then something else happens. This guy doesn't see that car and he goes back into you and you're hit anyways. So if this is the scenario, stay your lane. Stay here until you can get off the road, or they'll figure out a way to pass. It's not your responsibility to hook them up and try to figure out the best place for them to pass you. It's their responsibility to do that, right? So keep your speed. Don't let anybody push you into doing something you're uncomfortable with. So that's this scenario, okay? A different scenario is here. So if you remember from the very first picture, right? Here's the big green van. So here you are again. You're looking in your mirror, there's a big green van. But now there's multiple lanes going the same direction. If this is the scenario, exactly like the picture shows, well, this is simple. Just switch lanes. There's no need to fight or wonder why or do anything of this big green van. Just get the heck out of the way. That might be the best option. Again, maybe the speed limit is 35 and you're only going 20, so maybe it's your fault. So actually figure out first if you're doing something wrong. If that's not the case, okay, then they're just being an a-hole and tailgating you. Why stay right there? If they're coming up really close to you and they're just riding your butt like that, just get out of the way. Move from one or the other. But if there's a car right here and there's a car right here and you can't do anything, maybe the best option is to speed up and then switch lanes if you're comfortable doing that, right? There's so many variables. Maybe this is a construction zone and the speed limit went from 45 to 25 miles per hour and you realize that, but maybe this truck didn't realize that and they just think you're going slow on purpose because it's a construction zone. There's a lot of things that you don't know. There's a lot of things you know absolutely nothing about what this person is thinking, why they're tailgating you. You can only control yourself. So you have to know how to stop. You have to know how to swerve. You have to know how to use your mirrors, lane change, be aware of everything around you. If there's cars coming up, there's not cars coming up. Maybe this lane, maybe there's like cones set up in a couple hundred feet, and this lane you have to merge over to the left, and this lane is going to be completely blocked. And this lane is going to be completely blocked, and there's cars up ahead, and everybody's going to have to, 3 lanes are going to merge to 1 lane. And you see that coming because you're slowing down, being a responsible rider. You see it way up ahead, you're looking way up ahead. You know all these lanes are merging to 1. So you're starting to slow down to merge yourself over, but this person doesn't see it. That's okay. Keep doing what you're doing. If they want to be like, oh, they don't look up ahead, they're not paying attention, they might go around you this way, but then they're going to realize really quickly, oh crap, that's why that bike was going so slow, because I'm not paying attention. I didn't look far enough ahead. I didn't realize all these lanes are switching to 1. And then you'll go in the lane, and everybody else will be going, and this guy will be the idiot way on the outside, taking forever to finally, if someone lets them come in, they'll be able to go in and merge themselves over. There's a lot of different things to consider, right? It's these 6 tips, there's probably 100 more that I didn't say. But what I found with my experience, these are the most important ones that I see people not doing because they try to do all the other kind of crazy stuff. So the first thing, remain calm. Yes, someone's tailgating you. Got it. Tell me what good it's going to do if you start breathing really heavy and you start shaking. You're like, oh my God, oh man, what's going to, this guy. That is not beneficial to anyone. There's no point. Take a deep breath, acknowledge, yep, there's someone tailgating me. Okay, is it my fault? Am I going the right speed? Can I actually speed up a little bit just so I could get to this next lane and then move over and then slow back down to my comfortable speed, right? So just think about your options and what you're going to do. Remain calm. Tip number 2, there's no need to speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down. If you only want to go 50, go 50. Don't let someone else dictate what you do. If you're only comfortable going 50 and say this guy's tailgating you and you're going through a twisty mountain road and you don't feel more comfortable going faster, then don't. Maintain your speed. Remember, if they want to pass you, they'll figure out a way to pass you. If there's someone in front of you, don't forget that you're in traffic and you're riding around. Keep your distance of the person in front of you. You control how close you get to somebody. That person does not have any control. No one else has any control over you but you. But if someone's going 20 miles per hour and you're right behind them, now you're the tailgater. You keep the distance between the person in front of you. That's your responsibility. As always in traffic, predict stupidity. If this guy's already tailgating you and is really close behind you, well, predict they're going to get really close. Predict they're going to honk their horn. They might come over here and yell at you. They might try to do something stupid like maybe swerve at you. They might go in front of you, hit their brakes. Predict all of that. So if anything like that happens, you are better prepared to respond to it versus freak out and react to it and go, holy crap, and you weren't thinking about that at all, and now all of a sudden you have to figure out what to do because a person passed you up and now they slammed on their brakes. Are you not predicting that in the first place? You should be. Otherwise, why not? Your lane selection. This guy's in the center. You could be way over here on the left, way over here on the right. It all depends All depends on the scenario, the conditions. What if it's raining? What if the road is really crappy? What if you're in a school zone? What if it's a corner you're going through? I mean, there's a lot of things to consider. Way too many to name in a video, that's for sure. And last thing, just simply move out of the way. If someone's tailgating you, again, it does not matter if you're going 80 and they're still tailgating you. You're already going way faster than the speed limit and they're still right behind you. It's not a good idea to say, I'm already going fast, I don't care, I'm not going to move, and just be the stubborn a-hole. Now you're the stubborn a-hole that won't just get the hell out of the way. Again, they're in a car. They're in a 4,000-pound vehicle with metal and airbags and crumple zones and seatbelts. What protection do you have? Nothing. Only the gear you put on, so hopefully you're fully geared up. But a lot of people don't wear gear because they think it's stupid. When in fact they're stupid for not wearing anything. That's ridiculous. So don't be so stubborn and thinking, oh, I'm the king of the road. I don't have to move over. This guy could figure it out. Why is he tailgating me? He's not supposed to be tailgating me, blah, blah, blah. That's all irrelevant. That's all just going to get yourself in trouble. It might be the very best idea if this happens to you, someone comes up really close, just simply move out of the way. There's no need to do anything else, just move. Switch lanes, let them take off, let them go bother someone else. Keep in mind, with the pickup truck, look at the size, okay? Look at the size. When you're out on the road, you're the smallest, little, tiniest thing out there. So humans, right, we consider ourselves at the top of the food chain. We build telescopes, we create everything and math and science, and we learn all about this stuff. But if you put yourself in the wild in the middle of Africa, you're going to be dead very, very quickly because animals will kill you, right? So same thing in traffic. Once you get out on the road in traffic, is there anything smaller than motorcycles out on the highway? There's not. If you're the smallest, littlest, tiniest thing, now you become just food for everybody else to devour. These guys don't see you. They don't pay attention. People don't like motorcycles in the first place. If you're in California, you go lane split. People hate that. People don't like it. People are visiting from Maine or wherever they're from, not from California, and they don't know lane splitting is legal or even care, and they hate bikes to begin with. Who knows? So just get the heck out of the way. But I guarantee you, if you just follow these 6 tips, especially the first one, not freaking yourself out, keeping your speed, watch out for the traffic in front of you, predict stupidity, choose a better lane selection, right? Lane position where you are, or just simply move the heck out of the way. These things will keep you safe. These things will be, if you do all 6 of these in combination, right, and you already know how to swerve, you're already practicing aggressive braking in the parking lot, you already know how to control your bike, you have really good awareness of your surroundings, you know who's to the left and to the right of you, you know who's behind you, you know if someone's coming up, you know what's going on 20, 30 seconds up ahead, you know if a semi is merging onto the highway, right? Say up ahead there's a semi like this merging onto the highway. Well, guess what? All the cars right here are going to have to move somewhere. They're all going to have to speed up or slow down or move. Because the semi, regardless, is still going to merge onto the highway. So these cars have to go somewhere. So if you're seeing that and predicting that, you can make better choices that maybe the van doesn't see, or maybe that someone else they're just not paying attention to. But if you didn't realize it yourself, riding a motorcycle takes way more concentration and skill than just driving a car. It will make you a better car driver. So 6 tips to deal with tailgaters. I hope this made sense. I hope you learned something. I hope you are able to not be so reactive next time someone starts to tailgate you, and you could take a deep breath and look in the mirror. I know it's going to be hard for some people looking in the mirror and realize, maybe it's my fault. The first thing you should do is not this guy's an a-hole and they're tailgating me because they want to kill me. Maybe I'm going the wrong speed, or maybe I'm just going 40 on the highway when I should not be on the highway going 40. It might be my fault. So first, be able to admit that, okay? And then follow these other tips, and you should be good. So like always, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe really quick. Hit the like button. Share with your friends. All right, see you next time.